season 1 kind of trial by fire, and I didn't know anything, and now I know some more things.
And I looked at my check for the first time, and I'm like, bro, I actually got money.
So the first season we shot on GH5 Lumix, and then just bought really expensive anamorphic lenses, which is how you get a lot of like the stark wides.
Very stoked, very excited. I was in Vancouver and just yelling in my
3 years apart in terms of production schedule, right? So we would all like look different, and there was like already new technologies within those 3 years. So I think establishing the own universe.
Welcome to Amigospc. If you were looking for a podcast with high standards and an appreciation for the finer things in life, like water polo, ballet, equestrian riding, cricket, and trips to the countryside, you're in the wrong place. If you're looking for a podcast that celebrates drinking, random thoughts, wacky conspiracies, memes, crypto, cinema, and a lot of other things that don't really make any sense, then you're in the right place. This is Amigospc, and here are your hosts, Scott and Mark.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! You're hearing this for a reason. You haven't subscribed to the Amigos membership on Super Cash yet. For as little as $5, you can get access to our feed with no ads, and exclusive membership discounts and merch.
Jump up to our $30 tier and get everything plus direct access to us via our Discord channel, live Amigo AMAs, quarterly giveaways, and crypto merch for $1 a day or less.
The Amigos back at it again. Today we have two guests with one of their shows that just recently launched season, or they just wrapped up season 2, I should say, Abracadavers, which we're going to get into in this episode. We have Griffin Cork and Enayat Ahmady, right?
Yeah, correct. Thanks for having me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa. All right, we're done. That's a wrap.
First time. Yeah. I usually butcher names, so I appreciate you entertaining me and trying to get it right.
Hey, that's all we needed, and thank you so much for having us on the podcast. We'll talk
Thanks,
to you
guys.
later.
See you next time.
That was all. Quickest podcast ever.
That was it. So if you guys could start with you, Griffin, just give us a little bit of insight of your world, what you got going on. Before we got on the air, it sounds like you're stacked, as it was said, with what's going on in the movie world right now.
Sure. Yeah, I started acting about a decade ago. My first union gig was like grade 5, I think.
Oh, wow.
I was opposite Matthew Perry in the Ron Clark story, who, if you don't know him, plays Chandler on Friends. That's kind of my big claim to fame, and I don't tell anybody too much about that movie because I have vanilla ice lines in the side of my head and a rat tail. So it's something that I don't showcase often. And so I kind of was working since then, and I did a little bit of theater, a little bit of voice work, a little bit of acting, and then like 5 or 6 years ago I got asked to do, this was like, 6 years ago, 2016, we did the first $10,000 pilot of Abracadavers, and it was more 10-minute web series format back then. And sometimes as an actor you get on set and you do your bit and you get your check and you leave, and like you forget about it because you have to move on to the next thing. You got to push stuff out of your brain. But Abracadavers kind of stuck with me. Like, it was in my brain. I was like, oh, this could be something really cool. Like, the design's really cool. I had a great time. So I kind of was just like pestering the producers of it, and I was like, so what are we gonna do? Are we gonna take it to like some festivals and like can we get the first season funded? What's happening? We have this pretty sweet pilot. And they're like, fine, why don't you just come help? And I went, okay. So that's how I got into producing. Did season 1 kind of trial by fire, and I didn't know anything, and now I know some more things. So that's my story.
And if you could just give us a little bit of insight on you too.
Okay, for sure. So for me, I got into acting in middle school as like this little kid trying to do join theater. When you're little, you don't know what you're doing. I was just there, just like reading lines monotone, like I was reading a book pretty much at that point. So that was pretty much the first time I actually did like theater, grade 7, 8, I think a little bit 9, and then I just focused up on school, kind of it was in the back of my mind, and I didn't take it. Like, I was 18 and I finished my first semester at SAIT, I think, and I was like, no, I want to act. Screw everything else.
I didn't know you went to SAIT.
I went to SAIT for a semester, for
Oh,
one
shit.
semester. Yeah, I think either I was upgrading or taking a 2-year program, but I was like, I want to act. And from then, I started training Calgary Actor Studio, Company of Rogues in Calgary, and then moved out to Vancouver after like a couple of years of training in Calgary. I think I was 21. 18 to 21, I was in Calgary just training, and then when I came here, I was like, you know what? I'm ready to take the next step. And then I moved here, focused up, and just last summer, thanks to that man over there, Griffin Cork, and the rest of the Abracadavers team, I got my like first ever major role as like getting paid. And I like looked at my check for the first time, and I'm like, bro, I actually got money for some. Like, I actually got paid for a role. I can afford food.
Where'd you frame it at?
And
Is it in the back over there somewhere?
I still have it.
Yeah.
That's
It's
right.
here with me.
Nice.
I still
What is
have
that,
that
Mr.
check.
Krabs' first dollar?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
Do you
I have it in a book.
Do you remember Do you remember your junior high, like what roles you played in junior high? I have one that'll never leave my brain. Do you remember any?
I don't. I'm pretty sure I did a rendition of Shakespeare, but I don't remember what character I was or much of it.
Oh
but
my-
I didn't really.
Which play? Tell me which play. Which play?
Bro, it's actually so.
I was a tree extra.
Nah, I wasn't. I was.
Right.
So
It was a tree extra.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the. I think. This is painful. I think it was Hamlet.
We're hijacking the show. We're just turning it into a conversation between
that's
buddies.
fine. That's
Yeah, we're just.
that's literally the foundation of our show.
We haven't talked about middle school or anything, so this is new. Okay, but what about your like?
Oh man,
middle school theater?
my drama teacher. My drama teacher was a very frustrated man named Mr. Riley, and he's frustrated because he didn't want to teach drama. He likes French and he likes art, and that's it. And they were like, "Oh, art, okay. You like drama and you're French." And he goes, "No, that's not really the same thing." So he would, and he also didn't want to deal with like getting rights to shows. So he wrote kind of a rendition of Snow White. No, sorry. The one I'm thinking of is Robin Hood, and he wrote it, I would say, a little insensitively, and it was called Robin in the Hood. And I played Friar Tuck, and I was a pimp. So I was in grade 7, and I came on stage in a
Oh my
big
God.
furry hat and a fur
wanna see
coat,
this.
and 2 grade 9 girls in my arm, and they kissed me on the cheek and left stage. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I get to walk out with 2 pretty grade 9 girls. And looking back, I went, I can't do that. Oh my God. And then I had a staff fight with Robin Hood. That was my role.
wow. That's a.
Wow.
I think that's
Thanks
how it
for
should have
letting
always
me
been
know.
written.
Exactly, right? Quaking in
Yeah.
his grave.
They gotta turn that into a movie
Yeah.
now.
Right.
That's actually that's very hilarious, and you know, having a show kind of like ours where it is just friends talking, this is the kind of things that come out like and I love these kind of things with you guys going back your camaraderie and just kind of going into a story that maybe not a lot of people have heard of, you playing a pimp in Robin Hood.
I don't think I've ever told that story anywhere. My parents know, and obviously the school knows. I don't
Nice.
know that I've ever said that. It's not a good look. I'm sure there's photos
Or
somewhere,
a video.
and
There's
that's
got to be a
probably
VHS somewhere.
not- I'll burn it. I'll explode it if I find it.
That is awesome.
Well, one thing I did want to talk with you, Griffin, on is so we got to watch one of your other projects that you did, Broken, and this. So we got to talk to a couple of your other co-hosts, or not co-hosts, co-actors in the movie and everything like that. And I just wanted to touch on it just a little bit. That was a very unique experience when it came to a movie. The dynamic, it like a thriller in its, you know, investigative thriller, I guess you could say.
Yeah. It's sorry.
Go ahead.
It is interesting. It's one of my favorite types of theater to watch is mystery theater. There's a company here in Calgary, Vertigo Theater, that just handles mystery theater, and they're my favorite company in town. Like I love Agatha Christie and like all the work they do. And I always have conversations about people like when there's a crime on stage or a crime in a movie, do you want to see the crime and then watch the detective figure it out, or do you want to figure it out along with the detective? Like, what is more interesting to an audience? And there's two sides of that debate, right? So in something like the story of Broken, you will point at my character Brian if you just met him at the end of the movie and go, bad dude, evil guy, And I love stories like that where you kind of watch the positions that he'd been put in, mostly his fault, but like some of the choices that he had to make. And there's like 2 or 3 moments where you could turn to the person you're watching with and go, but what would you do though? Like what would you actually? It's like every question I got asked at every house party. Like, what would you do? What would you actually do?
No, but that's how it came off in the actual. It's like, okay, like the things that he's doing seems very realistic. Like this could actually happen. Him, having the meltdown or an accident beyond another accident happening, and just things kind of escalating slowly out of control in a situation that you've never really been into, right?
Yeah, and I think that's something that everyone can relate to, right? Like, obviously not in the same like proportion or specifics that Brian had to deal with, but like a decision where no outcome is perfect. Like there might not be a good outcome, or at least not a clear, easy one. That on some scale, I think everyone gets. Everyone's kind of had that like all of a sudden weight on chest of like, like what do you do here?
Yeah, I completely agree. I also like the fact of like not following it entirely, like until the very end, where I'm like, oh wait, there's like, not to give spoiler alerts.
No, you have
like
to. You have to give spoiler
alerts. Thing, and there's a switch off, like, and you're like, okay, like now this all makes sense,
right?
Because like you were saying earlier, like who wants to follow the detective? And in this case, we were following the detective, trying to figure this out, what was really happening, because it didn't seem like you guys were a bad group, right? You're just friends hanging out on a drive until the story really unfolded.
Yeah, I really like the way Laura played her cop character in that sense. I think she brought a lot of like, especially in the setting of the film, she brought a lot of like the kind of like simple small town cop of like sometimes the easiest answer is like the right answer, like that. Like there was a perfect mix of like awareness that she did, and also just like, well, I have a hunch it's this, and then it was, you know what I mean? Like just an excellent blend of like small town sheriff.
Yeah, I agree. In just the dynamic, and I was actually explaining this to her, like my thought behind, like, it seems like a detective would actually be doing this, like reimagining this in their head, replaying it, but we just got to see it in like a third person of her actually, replaying it in her head.
Yes,
if that makes sense.
Totally. And I'm such a man. The Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. I love those sequences. Oh my god. People rip on this movie so much, but when he starts like, it's the one where the I don't know, Cossack assassin drops into fortune teller's room, and the whole thing is about like making breakfast, and he's like, scramble eggs, and he like hits him in the nuts, and like, but like that kind of like genius context applied to like the steps of killing a person. Oh, it's cool, man. Movies are cool.
So how does it feel that you're on the side, both of you guys, that you're actually in them? Like now that you're, that you're obviously a fan of film. You're doing them. What is it like now that you've, in a sense, probably have met your dream being in them? What is that like every day?
Enayat, you go first.
Enayat just got paid.
Okay. I'm gonna say one of the main reasons I got into acting as well is like, in real life, there's moments in real life where it's like, it's boring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not to knock on real life.
Every day. Keep going.
Yeah, you know what? Knock on real life.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck real life. Screw real life. No, it's like, in what other context am I going to be able to play someone that is not me? Someone completely different, to understand another person and not like go into it just judging them. Like, when you play a character, it's like you go into it trying to understand them and try to make like a story come out of it. And like no other profession, or very few professions allow you to do that. And like that's one of the main reasons I love doing this. like a dream come true. And there's days when I'm like on set and I'm doing it for free, but I love the story and I'm like, it's worth it.
Right. I mean, you could be a crazy person at Starbucks, just every day's different if you wanted to be, right? Like, today I'm just going to be that guy. Yeah. Today I'm Batman.
Technically true.
I'm Batman at Starbucks. What about you, Griffin?
Technically true. You'll get stares.
Hey, but you can do it. Wear the mask.
Right.
Yeah.
I was on set this weekend, and one of the producers was like, "Yeah, a bad day on set is better for me than like a good day in an accountant's office." And not to knock accountants, but I wouldn't be good at that. You know what I mean? Like, that's so not for me, and I wouldn't be good at it. So it is an interesting. I'm good at like premieres or like ADR, where I know that I can't change anything about what I'm seeing. But if I'm on set and someone's like, "Hey man, do you want to watch what you just did?" I'll go, "No," because I'll watch it, and I bet I think every actor has this a little bit. I'll watch it and then see all of the habits that I do with my face, that only I know because I've watched myself so much, and I'll go, I want to do that again. Like I'm like, I can do it better. Give me a little more. I can do it better, and that's not productive, especially when you're a producer on the project. Because if you go over, it costs more grand. But I do a lot of nose acting, a lot of nostril stuff. I hate it, but I do it all the time. So I never watch on set. So seeing it,
I need to start watching.
You gotta watch the little things.
See if I can
you gotta watch the little
spot
things.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well,
every person has their own critique, right? So you're gonna take what you see and you're gonna be like, oh no, like not great there. I'm doing something like the nose thing, right? So you're always gonna be that person to yourself, well, for the most part, especially in the arts, to make yourself better or try to make yourself better, right? So
yeah, it is tough. It is tough because I think quality is applied so subjectively, right? And you will always be. You're totally correct, Scott. You'll always be your worst critic because you know yourself best. But there's a few times, and it's the most satisfying thing. Is a few times where you can watch something. It doesn't. I would say it happens for maybe like 1 out of every 6 times.
It's good.
I'll watch something and go, "Oh, I did that pretty good." I think I was pretty good in that scene, and that doesn't happen often. But that is a different kind of high than, I don't know, my junior high school pimp cells.
I mean, that's where the bar's set high, right? That's the pinnacle, right there. The two ninth graders, come on, doesn't get better than that.
They were.
I peaked that one. I peaked.
Yeah. I mean, they were so cool.
You hit it right there.
It was so cool to walk on stage with them. Oh my god.
So
was it Lady of the Night 1 and Lady of the Night 2? Is that what their roles were?
No, dude, same time. They came out at the same time.
No, I know, but
what
was their title? Or did they even have one? Was it Lady of the Night 1?
I actually don't. I can't. Yeah, they would have to be something very careful in the junior high.
I'm just
cast
curious.
List.
Sorry.
I remember.
So with Abra,
sorry.
Moving off there, Scott. Thanks. With Abracadavers, first off,
yes,
I love the name. I like it's just like magical dead people for some reason. Just it popped me, and that's not what it's about, right? I mean, yes, but no. If
we
that
didn't
makes
far
sense.
enough, but you never know, right? There's still time.
So, right, yeah, right. Seasons go on, and all of a sudden there are magical people.
Actually,
you said too much. We've said too much. We get too many details.
Gotta go back to post. Back to the editor room.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna actually add a lot of voiceover.
No, but the unique scenario, right? In don't get me with. I haven't watched in all of it, right? We I was telling you off there. We watched a few episodes from the link that you gave us earlier, and the vibe. I'm feeling the way that this was shot is like Napoleon Dynamite.
That's
I'm not seeing
I thought the same thing.
It's not like the comedy, but I don't know if it's just the camera you guys decided to use or the angles. I'm not sure, but I just get this vibe that he's gonna pop out
Napoleon
out of nowhere.
Yeah,
him or Uncle. I don't know. It just and it might be too also the like in the first season, the van.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
van
yeah.
really gives me a vibe
The
of
Uncle
that.
Rico van. Yeah.
Another thing that I really like that stuck out. So it's friends helping another friend. And in this case, a death had happened. I don't want to give too much of spoilers for people who haven't seen it, but it almost comes off like it's Stand By Me. Like I don't know why. Like that just comes to mind. Like, you know, friends on a journey, right? Maybe they're not going to go see a dead body because all a dead body triggers this,
them.
right? But yeah,
Maybe there's
Oh,
zombies
you never
season
know.
3. In
You
fact,
never know.
go.
Said too much.
Go
Said
make
too
some
much.
calls.
well, that you being producer, right? You were able to produce some of this. So, where was the inspiration in choosing some like the camera shots? Like again, I really feel like that has that vibe of Napoleon Dynamite, just how it was shot.
Absolutely. It's what I hear people talk about the most, and in like what I believe to be a large part of the reason of the success of the series is twofold. Is the cinematography, that's Joseph Wright is our cinematographer, and the production design. And the first season, that was Kenny Weaver and Rachel Hogan, and then for season 2 they were joined by Marcel Bouchard and Mike Casper. So that was our art team for the 2 seasons, and I think that's why it triggers Napoleon Dynamite, because also Napoleon Dynamite's production design is fantastic. In that they've and you know it's something I know very little about. So you know, you mentioned me producing it. I didn't do any of this. It's more just like we just brought on the right people. They got a solid color palette, and then they stuck to it. So for like season 1, and there's elements of it in season 2, but it's yellow, blue, white, and pastel pink. And they made this like great lookbook of like what all those characters, all those colors invoke in people, and like what they mean metaphorically. And you know, I understood some of it, and some of it I didn't. But then it kicked ass and it worked. And so yes, it's what I think that does, that establishes a really solid brand for the show. Like you see an image of Abracadavers, and you know it's an Abracadavers image without it having to be like a title or anything. Like the style of it is very noticeable. I think it's kind of me tooting my own horn of like, we did a good job, but it's the design of it that is so solid.
Well, yeah, you got to show pride.
Sure,
right?
yeah. Oh my God, we're on a press tour practically, and then for the cinematography, Joe is what I would describe as one of maybe like one of the last mad geniuses in film. He's brilliant.
Does he come in with like a milk crate of just like cans, and he dumps them out? And then like, all right, this can.
He showed up.
And
with
this
a
one, we're gonna do
coffee tin and
we're gonna do these
strawberries.
cans everywhere in the background. Is that what he does? Yeah,
Crushes the
he's
can,
gonna be everywhere in the
puts it in front of
background.
the camera, black and white.
I see it.
Yeah,
I like it.
But his mind is just amazing. Like I brought him on to direct the music video I was directing, and I was like, I kind of want this, and I don't have the lingo, I don't direct it. I was like, here's what I kind of want. He went, no problem, and he runs somewhere. Like we're at like a river, and he goes into the trees somewhere, and I go, okay, I guess I don't know where he is. I don't know if I'm in the shot, and I go action, and I'm like run somewhere, and then he's perfectly like behind like some blade of grass, and he captures it So the first season we shot on our GH5 Lumix, and then just bought really expensive anamorphic lenses, which is how you get a lot of like the stark wides. And then season 2, we were able to actually cobble enough money to get an actual, like, I think Alexa is the camera that we shot.
Amazon's everywhere.
That's right. Yeah, we shot it on an Alexa and an OK Google 2 camera setup.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, and you know, it's I think Joe and Kenya and Rachel and Morgan, who's the creator of the series, have been making stuff before I even joined them. So the synergy between the 4 of their brains we're really fortunate to have. Is like sometimes the first day on a film shoot can be really, really. That's why you don't put any of the important scenes on the first day, because the crew is like figuring each other out. Cast will always be weird, but the crew's got to get a synergy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they work really well. Anyway, I could talk about how cool those people are forever. Someone shut me up.
Well, and that was just one piece of the vibe, right? And so the second vibe that, like I was saying, I felt was, it's a Stand By Me. I almost feel like is like being portrayed.
Yeah, it's when we originally got the funding, we shot it for 8 to 10-minute episodes, or like 8 to 12, 15-minute episodes. And then how we shot season 2 with Enayat and then the rest of the new cast, and how we edited season 1 is we put it more into like 22-minute episodes because we realized that like sells better. And of course now like HBO Max has like their short form series, and Netflix has like lessened their actual runtime of episodes. So like people are now accepting more short form content, but at the time it was like, no, you wanted TV length. But originally we kind of formatted the episodes of season 1 around the 7 stages of grief, because it is a lot about like denial and acceptance, and it's something we really explore, I think, a lot more in season 2. Like one of the kind of main group from season 1 kind of turns into someone who needs a kind of group to hang out with, and that's kind of where Enayat's character gets introduced, and takes the character of Ali and kind of it's Chris is not as present in season 2 because season 1 was all about Chris. So season 2 is exploring kind of the lives and interests of like the 4 other groups. So trying to make what were tertiary characters not that anymore.
So Naya, what's that like? Like, so you get casted for season 2 of this, right? You already know that there's a backstory. So are you going back and like actually watching season 1?
No, he has to say yes there,
and
Mark.
then are you?
Yeah, that's
you
right.
Better.
I have a gun.
You better say yes. The producer's here. Come on, Mark. You can't set him up like that.
Because
Basically, like the research. What type of research are you doing to get involved in? Because you're coming in on the second week. Of this.
Say you've been watching for weeks, but as they were filming.
I know.
So you've been watching as they film it.
No. No, but yeah, when I did kind of figure out, when I got that email, first of all, like I was like very stoked, very excited. I was in Vancouver and just yelling, and my roommate kind of ran into my room. Was like, "What are you yelling at?" I'm like, "Bro, I got a job."
That is a plus. Now he's got rent. He's got rent money.
Yeah. No, but then after that, I kind of what was it? I actually went to the Fantasy Network, and it was online, right? So I actually did watch all the episodes. I watched it over once, twice, to get it in my brain, and then I think shortly after, I got sent the script. And what I love about the script as well is like the backstory I could completely come up with on my own. Like, it has to make sense too. Like my character has to make sense for season 1 coming into season 2. But I was free to play with like pretty much the writing and everything. And like what I also love with this project is, all our directors are amazing producers, the cast and crew. We had a lot of freedom to like pretty much pitch stuff too. Like when we were on set, because Ramon, like I think he was directing a couple episodes, he was always open to be like, okay, what do you think of this, and this? Like we could potentially change the blocking a little bit here and there. So it was very, like working on Abracadavers was like very easy. It wasn't we're strictly sticking with this and you got no say in anything. But but for my character itself, because when I broke down my character, this is my thought process going into it. Pretty much Ali, like we take Ali and like, she's going through a rough period in her life. I don't know how much I can say.
No, we're doing good. I like it.
You're doing good. Okay, all right. So what happens in the end?
I'm gonna mute it. I wanna watch. So, but keep going.
Okay, so just like Griffin.
Hold on, let me take my headset.
Keep going. No, keep going.
No, but just like Griffin said,
I love it.
Pretty much, we take Ali, who's going through a rough period in her life, and we kind of give her like an escape, and we actually like try and help her out a lot as well. And when I was breaking down this character that's going through it, because essentially, if you watch the first season, these guys are all misfits. Pretty much, they're outsiders looking in. They just got their powers. They don't know how to use it. They're so they're trying to figure out how to like fit in pretty much. And I just broke down this character as in like we're all in the same group. When these guys come into the camp, we're all pretty much in the same group. We don't know shit. We don't know how to use our powers. We're learning. And that's that's pretty much how I like did it. I don't know how to end it off.
No, that's good.
And I don't want to say
No, that's
too
good.
much.
That's good.
I don't want
That
to
was
a good amount.
What did you take into the interview or to get the role? Like what did you manifest into your role that maybe got you the position, except for maybe knowing Griffin? Keep going. Go.
I should say, me and I did not know each other.
Okay, good.
before
Okay,
booked.
good. All right.
Yeah.
So there's no nepotism. And go.
It's true. It was
Nice.
merit alone.
Merit alone.
I won't stand here and let Enayat be berated.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Don't.
Honestly,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yell. Nicely done. I'm gonna cry in a minute, but go ahead. Go.
Oh my god. Sorry, Scott. What was your question
Oh,
again, by the way?
so what did you manifest in yourself, or what did you do to get the character right in the, not so much interview, but the yes
What
to
do you
get the
feel
role.
like you
There we
did
go.
right to get the role?
Oh, okay. That's actually a great question. Right. Pretty much.
I like that question.
Yeah, I love that question a lot. Like whenever I like get a character, this is gonna sound so actory and cheesy. I try to find a way to make him as human as possible. So
That's good.
I
That's
think
good.
for my size,
that's
it was the first ever
relatable.
time. Mhm.
Yes.
I just want to make him real.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the first, I got the sides, and this was the first time that Norman introduces himself to like the group, pretty much with Ali, Franco's character, and Corny's character. So we just all like are at a party meeting for the first time, and I just went into it as in like, okay, moment before, how do you like introduce, like if you're trying to make friends, you go into it, how do you introduce yourself? I just pretty much kept it very simple, like trying to break it down. I didn't try and like do anything very like over the top. And even Ramon, when he like kind of talked to me, we were on set, he talked to me about, because he saw my self-tape as well, he was like, you just seemed the most genuine out of everyone else, which is very high praise coming from a man like that. I don't know what the other actors were doing sending their self-tapes, but I guess this is the one time where keeping it simple kind of worked for me.
Nice.
I think he told me one.
I'm not gonna put that slide in there, but just in case I'm putting that slide in there.
Yeah, because he told me one of them looked like. Oh my god! Good thing I'm not exposing anyone. But he told me that one of the actors who submitted for Norman kind of just looked like acted like a serial killer, and I'm like,
Nice.
what? Or like not like a serial killer, but he's like, you seem the most genuine out of everyone. So
All right.
I think that's eventually what got me.
Nice.
Thank goodness.
Man, I want to start submitting tapes just with a knife and just for roles and see what happens and just see what happens.
Oh my god. Ramon is gonna kill me. I don't think that's what he said. I think I might just be
No,
twisting his
just for
words.
other roles. No, not this
Oh my
project.
God.
Just going forward for other things for me.
You
Yeah,
know what?
I got
You
it.
got this. You don't look like a
Yes,
serial
yeah,
killer.
you're
Thank you very
good.
much.
We
You're
totally
good.
want you on sets.
Thank
That's
you.
actually
Totally want you
It's
on
actually a
the
really
sets.
nice pep talk, you guys.
They've been trying to say that for weeks to you. So we did it
Yeah.
for them for the team
Except
team.
for he was probably the scariest in
Yeah.
his tape, and they're
For
like,
the
we got to
team.
give him an audition.
or he's gonna find us.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So what kind of bushes do you hide in normally?
So,
Sorry, no, I'm taking
Oh,
it back to.
Good God.
I know.
Oh my
Sorry,
goodness.
I took it there. Really?
to
How you gonna
bounce
segue
off
from
of that a little bit.
That's weird.
Not at all, really. Yeah, I know. One question I did have, and I was really baffled on, so the time of like kind of when this was set, and maybe like there isn't a time, right? Maybe there isn't, and I can totally accept that. But everybody doesn't have a cell phone, but they did have a phone, at least in the couple episodes that
pool
I
phone.
watched, and. That was their phone, but they all had a phone like that, and I got lost because somebody went to go buy something with a debit card. So I'm like, what
See,
time
and that's why
frame are we in right now? Like, I can accept the rotary
That
phone.
wasn't a
I can
rotary
totally
phone,
accept
was
those. Like, and you guys playing them off as like the cell phone, but Then he goes to pay with a debit
Right.
card where there's a tap and a thing, you know, like it was an outdated machine, but they made reference to things that you can do in today's era. So I'm like, okay, I need more.
That's where it
hints.
kind of falls in that
I'm
Napoleon Dynamite
I'm not sure, like,
complex, because when you watch that, you're like, what year is this? When we watched it, like it was
yeah,
it felt like it was super old, but it was like current, and they were just added a loop of maybe current things at the time.
have they heard of Apple yet?
Please, if they're shooting on an Alexa, they have to know.
Yeah, they have an Alexa camera. Right, thanks, Griffin.
Yeah, we've kept it a little nebulous, and I actually don't know where that originated. That kind of came with Morgan and the production designers. I think they like the retro look, but I also think establishing your own kind of universe or like quote unquote time period would make it, one, easier to like establish a brand, but then two, also like as you kind of progress, like as we wrote season 1 and season 2 were like 3 years apart in terms of production schedule, right? So we would all like look different, and there's like already new technologies within those 3 years. So I think establishing the own universe and keeping it in that kind of like vague sense. But I think we also have to be very careful around like, I think it's in the writing room. Like we have a whole team of writers, and I think they were very cautious to like not make too many references of like pop culture icons to again be like, wait a minute, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not going to be like, oh
Yeah.
man, Kobe, and they're also not going to be like, I miss Farrah Fawcett. You know, like it's like this. I think they're very cautious in terms of their scope of that.
So when you say upgrades, did it go from the corded phone to then a cordless phone? I haven't got to season 2, so
we did keep the
nice,
rotary.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I can't wait
no,
to
we
see.
couldn't.
Yeah, good.
And again, that's something. This is something that I didn't know how to do until after season 1. Is they have a color for each of the characters, and that color is a motif that comes back in like all of our costumes.
Whoa!
Like it's that kind of thinking that I just go, whoa! Like I could
Yeah, no
never
way.
do production design. Oh my god, I like blue. Everything's blue now.
That's me too. Yeah.
What kind of
blue.
sky do you want?
Exactly.
Blue.
Yeah.
You don't want a moon
Blue.
or stars? No, blue.
Yeah.
Like blue.
When I think the original concept of the show and oh man, I don't know if I can say, but I'm going to anyway. And do you want to talk about what your power is?
Oh.
Okay, we'll do it. All right.
Let's say I don't know if this is allowed, but I'm going to say
Oh,
this.
wow.
So let's say only on this
Wow.
interview.
Okay.
That's
all right.
good.
Sounds good. As long as you give me
And
the
if
go ahead.
you tell us after,
all right,
if you tell us
I
after
say yeah.
not
Sure.
do it, we won't. If someone says, okay, so yeah,
All right.
all right, shh,
I
let's
don't
go,
know.
I like it. Middle
All right,
school,
we're good to
middle
go.
school fun. Let's go.
Yeah.
Pretty much, Norman can copy anyone else's power, but he can only do about 5% maximum. So
That's awesome.
I'm pretty much. Yo, I swear to God, I can't wait to see the final product because I'm thinking like in post how it's gonna look. Because there's this one scene we're all showcasing our powers, right? And I'm pretty sure like I'm just going full force, like Kamehameha, boom, everything, and then I'm pretty sure it's just
Yeah,
gonna be like
nothing, yeah.
the tiniest little water splash, tiniest little like lighter. It's gonna, like other people can have flamethrowers in their hands. I'm just there with the lighter, pretty much. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That's me.
I think and the reason I bring it up is because I think that's kind of the theme and the angle of it that we want to take with the show, right? Where there's all these like fantastical elements, but they're not like the main crux of the plot, right? Like we didn't want it to be like a chronicle wherein like figuring out the powers is like I can move stuff with my mind and that's all I'm going to talk about for the next 90 minutes, right? Like that's not the kind of story we wanted to tell. Although I love the movie Chronicle.
Amazing
It's,
powers with letdowns.
Yeah, well, kind of, right? So I love the idea. There's so many things that we attach self-worth to right nowadays, like in our present day. So I love the idea when I first read the season 2 script of the dude that could like only he could copy anybody's power, which is so overpowered, but 5%, which is so small.
That is awesome.
I don't know what I'll find more entertaining though is like him actually doing these different powers, or like the explanation of his power, right? Like how do you even lead with that? Like, is he gonna show and then all we get is just a glimmer of like a matchstick lighting? Like it's you know what I'm saying?
That
you gotta wait for that.
Yeah,
because it is pretty well done.
I think it's gonna be entertaining though, because
we know the production team's amazing, so they're gonna handle it greatly.
It is very, because I have a question about that, because that's something that the season 1 cast was always kind of messing around with, of like, what do you do with your body as an actor to showcase that you're doing a power, especially in season 1, or in your case being brought on to this new season, you haven't seen what it looks like yet. So you just have to do some kind of weird kung fu in front of the camera and hope that we can put good enough effects around it. So like, how was it for you doing like a whole bunch of different powers?
And on top of that, real quick, is there like a green screen during this, or is it just outside and then they kind of post-product it later?
Most of the time we didn't have green screen. There was a few times in season 1 where we did the green screen, but it's more so like we
shoot it and then do it after.
And I'm, again,
no, that's
kind of talking
fine.
out of my butt here. I don't really.
You're talking to like-minded folks.
Right. We shoot the scene, we set the frame, and we know exactly which shot we're going to do the FX on, and then I'm pretty sure we get like all cast and everything out, and then we take what's called a plate shot. So that's like just like a still video shot of like the frame, and then without anything moving it.
Okay.
So then they can.
That makes sense.
Joseph, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. It's time for Enayat's answer.
Is Joseph the ones that brings the cans and the milk crates? Oh yeah,
man. Yeah, he's the one that killed a bat on set.
Yeah, because he probably does it before. He does it before every filming.
He just has many
before every filming, I'm sure. All right, sorry to interrupt, but go ahead to that question.
No worries. So, how does it feel? Pretty like copying other like actors' powers.
Yeah, like
pretty much.
How did you decide what hand motions you were going to do if you had to do multiple powers? Like, did you switch it up?
No, because I don't know how continuity was, but after I did it for the first take, certain powers, I try to keep it as similar as possible for continuity's sake. But if I know, like, you know, there's a different, like, for when I was like trying to copy Courtney's powers, I asked her specifically, I'm like, hey, what do you do with your fingers, or how do you do with your hands?
Hell yeah.
So I try to mimic it that way, and then the ones that we haven't seen yet, I just went crazy. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do for wind, I'm just gonna do like a spinny thing, tornado's gonna come out of my hands. It's gonna look so good. I can hear people laughing in the back. You look so stupid, but I'm like, in post will all be worth it.
Who the hell said
They're fired. Yeah,
they're fired.
They're fired.
No, I'm just,
I agree. I agree, Griffin.
That was probably the voice
done.
on the back of my
They're
head being like, oh my goodness, it's such yeah, but pretty much.
I think we just froze bowling on the set, guys.
That's right.
Oh my god, no, pretty much as soon as like we started the take, I went for it, completely tried going for it, and no one told me it's wrong, so
that's good.
It's alright.
That's what you do, right? Like you take in what you can get and run with it. Talking to the cast, and you take from it and you kind of mimic it, and that's obviously because you're doing 5% of their powers, so you do what you got to do. Good stuff.
Well, at this part of the show, we like I was saying off air, we have questions for each of our guests. Scott has all lined up. So Scott's going to get into, even though we've been asking questions this entire time, we like to ask just a little off-ball questions.
All right, so we did, because we got as far as we got in the show, and we were going to do Would You Rathers in season 1. So there's Would You Rathers. When that first scene at the casino, not the casino, yes, at the casino. You guys remember that? At the gas station, or I think that's what it was. So, would you? All right. First question goes to both of you guys. Would you rather lose your ability to speak or your ability to hear for your entire life? No speak.
Enayat, you go first.
Mm.
Yes.
I'm going first. speak or no fear?
I know, right?
That's a tough one. Actually, I'd
No
rather not
speak.
be able to speak.
No speak.
I agree.
Hear, no
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah, which is crazy coming from actors. We love to talk, but hearing is so much more important. I think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Me neither.
Mhm.
I would. I mean. you
Oh, so
lose
then
one
the
of
other one
your
heightens?
sensory perception.
Ooh.
So it's like.
Ooh, maybe I smell really
If
good.
it's-
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
You always smell
Uh-huh.
good, but, you know, as in like that just your smelling
I
in
knew
general.
I knew someone was going to do it. I didn't
Well,
think it'd
yeah,
be you and I,
'cause-
you dad father joke.
And
I was
was
thinking it, but he
was
works
trying to get a
in
raise.
the realms with you, so that he had to say that. He had to say that. He had to say
I
it.
had to
That's
feed
right.
someone to
Yeah,
it.
that's
Everyone was
right.
thinking.
And I watched all season 1 before we started shooting. Right in Naya.
From the fields.
Yeah,
From
I
the
was prepared.
fields.
I was prepared.
All right. Next one. Would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader for the rest of your life? You gotta talk backwards.
You go first on this one.
I for sure I would rather talk like Yoda. If I'm sleeping next to somebody and I breathe like Darth Vader
That's
the
a sleep.
whole
That's
night,
a sleep apnea for sure, right?
Oh,
and also you could just treat you have to talk like Yoda is that you can't talk anymore.
So you need to be quiet.
Yeah,
Oh.
that guy also just listens. What about you?
You know what? I'm gonna. Oh shit! I'm just to annoy my friends. I'd probably breathe like I'd breathe like Darth.
That's okay.
Oh my god! I feel like that.
You don't want to talk backwards.
guys,
You don't want to talk backwards.
you want to hang out?
You don't want to talk backwards.
Sorry, what was that?
That's normally what Yoda does, right? You
What about
I guess-
Wait.
life.
what about
life,
you when you're married and you have a partner? You're gonna breathe like Darth Vader the rest of your goddamn
separate
life.
rooms. Separate rooms.
Okay, by that time, I'll just hope there's something
Separate
like
rooms.
invented that'll help me. You know, be like, Doc, just help me out.
You have
please."
sleep apnea. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all it was.
Speaking of inconsistencies, it's crazy that there's crystal laser swords and they can't fix his respirator. That's nuts.
That's true. That is so true.
That's
You
actually
just
so
ruined-
true. There you
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
not ruined,
There you go.
but made so much sense to the movie.
There's actual laser beam guns, and they can't give him a freaking inhaler.
All right, the next one, which is going to go good with you, Griffin, because you made mention to a rat tail. Would you rather ever have a mullet haircut or a ponytail haircut the rest of your life? You had to rock a mullet or a ponytail. I've had both. I like them both. So
Ooh. I think I do
Yeah?
mullet.
why?
I
What's
think
wrong?
so.
Okay, what's
I
wrong with the
think
rat
there
tail?
is a-
Both of you guys.
It's well, that's the other thing is I know that I can't rock a rat tail / ponytail.
You
now.
can. There's
But I also
nothing
think there's,
stopping
like,
you.
still- There's I
You
think
technically
there's,
still
Technically, you
can.
still
there's still like a party. There's like a party stigma kind of still around a mullet.
That guy
Like,
parties.
That guy either sucks or he rules.
He's got a story.
You know what I mean?
That guy has a story. The rat tail's like, oh man,
Yeah.
he's poor or something, right? Like you, that guy. Should we give him gas money?
Whoa, buddy, save
What?
some for the rest.
That's right. Is he
Yeah.
okay?
True.
Because I was also wondering, with a mullet, could you like
Yeah.
style your hair?
Yeah, you could.
differently?
Yeah, no, the mullet,
Right, I have
the mullet's
right? But
good.
So
Rat tail's good. You could do the front, whatever. It's a party, right? The party the front, or is the party the back? I guess that's normally how it goes, right?
But yeah,
This is
business
the
is
front.
in the front.
I guess it doesn't have to be.
business is
It doesn't
Right,
have to
so-
be.
Very technically, I could have a mullet
You
right
could.
now, and no
You
one
could.
would know. So
That's
can
true.
Enayat.
Exactly.
Mullet for sure. Lock it in.
But you can still have a
Finalize.
rat tail and no one knows right now. It's
And I
in your,
do.
in your shirt. I would tuck it on my shirt
And
and just
there's
because no one knows, right? You tuck it on the shirt, just roll. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, next one, last one. Would you rather know all the world's secrets or live in like the ignorancy of thinking there's nothing crazy in the world? That's a deep one.
Jesus. Ooh.
It's are actually tough. These are tough.
Would you?
Live
Yeah. Would you
in
live
idiocracy
like where you put Mountain Dew all over
or
the
know
crops?
everything.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, guys. Stop the podcast for a second. What did Scott just say?
Mark said idiocracy, so I was saying Mountain Dew, or was that Gatorade? I think it was Gatorade, right? Gatorade. So you spray,
It was
spray
Gatorade
that
they put on the
all over the
crops.
crops.
You guys have never seen Idiocracy. Such a great
And feed
dumb
it.
movie.
Mountain Dew is a different
true.
drink from
It-
Gatorade.
It probably
Mountain Dew
would
is
do
an
it better.
acid compared
It would
to
do it better.
Mountain Dew Code Red on my Snap
You're
feed.
gonna grow so strong, so strong.
Whew. Okay, and I had taken this one first.
Know all the secrets. Basically, like you're a president. Like you're a president,
Live in
probably, right?
idiocracy,
You're either a
or-
president or you're just a
yeah.
normal. I'm just gonna roll with the whatever they tell us.
It's that saying that ignorance is bliss. That's just
Yeah.
that just keeps coming to my mind right now.
No.
But to be fair though, like if you don't know anything,
All right, all
screw it, I'd
right.
rather be the president.
You rather know, right?
I'd rather be the
That's
president.
only
It
half
is half
right.
right. It is half right.
I like grasping on.
That's
I
all
like
I want.
grasping on to the metaphor of an answer. You'd be like the president. Oh, okay, I'll be the president. I didn't know that was the choice.
See how you can feed the answer, I guess, right? Yeah, it works.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's
No, yeah,
That is
but
tough.
oh, man.
That's
Griffin,
tough.
what
It's
would you
tough. That's
oh God,
It's tough. It's tough.
because if you're gonna say that we know like everything, everything, then you almost have a duty to choose that, right? If you can know everything
But
and maybe
see
find a
how
way
it
through
works?
stuff,
You can do both. Know everything and act like you know nothing. So that's a win-win.
right? Right.
Know it all.
But you'd slip up.
You would
You'd
hope
have
so.
to slip up
You
at
would
some
hope
point.
so.
Like be like, oh man, this Russian
Yep.
Ukraine thing is crazy. I don't know what to do about it. And then all of a sudden you'd be like, oh well, they should just and then like lay out a plan and then go, wait a minute.
Those tunnels go underneath Russia. Wait, what?
I think. Oh man, I would be happier
Okay.
being dumb. But if I could know
That's a
everything,
plus.
maybe we could figure
That's
some
nice.
things out.
Yeah, you could. You
help
know
the world a
stuff.
lot
Exactly.
more if you know everything.
Everything.
So true.
Everything.
Yeah.
And then you,
Oh.
and then if you're like
the
an
only
Elon
one
though,
too, like
if you're that smart,
pretty much have to do
because
that.
you
Yeah.
know those really super smart people, if that's kind of what this goes into too, is you have those people that are really smart, and it's hard to talk to any of us, right? they're too hard to hold
Yeah.
a conversation with because they're so darn smart. And it's good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like I'd live in a bunker.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure if I knew everything. Like but that's like where the president thing starts to fall away, right? Like you know everything about your country, but the problem is you don't know everything else about the other ones, and that's where
true.
it starts to get scary. But if I knew everything, I know where the leader of Australia keeps his freaking drawers for sure.
Then you'd rule the world. Hopefully.
pretty much.
Oh,
I don't know.
does Australia
I don't
have a
know.
leader? Isn't that a
I don't know.
continent?
I don't know world
Griffin.
events.
But if you took that approach where you went to go rule the world and you knew everything,
Oh
then
well, no,
know
you
that
can't. You
you're
can't
not
tell.
right.
You can't tell
Right.
futures.
You're
not that
Oh,
smart.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
you
you know
just know
facts.
everything.
If
Like
you-
I know. Oh, like yep. That's where his gun is.
God.
but would you know enough that you could put facts together
Oh,
to
maybe.
know what the end result?
Right, so that's okay. So that's another addendum I have to this question: is do we know everything that has been known, or that
You can't-
like do we still have to experiment
You can't
with
see the
things to
future.
find things out?
Right. So you can't.
Okay,
You can't
see,
see the
that's maybe
future.
different.
But you know. You know war. You know everything else going back. Right. So you can
Everything
say,
up
all right,
until
I know
that.
what war strategy is. I know what Russia and Ukraine's gonna do. And I can see where things are going to play. I know this guy. Like I know
Okay.
Putin and whoever Ukraine is because I don't know world events. So I know these guys and I can put things together.
see,
And
what if your conspiracy theorist friend is right, and there was a whole civilization before this one, and there was aliens?
You probably
you
would.
know that?
because that's before us.
Oh my God.
That's a whole nother.
Oh.
That's
okay.
You found the
I
Easter
would
egg.
know. I
All
would
right,
choose that option
2
just
points
for
to
that.
you. You found the Easter egg. Good job.
Yeah.
I would know it just for that.
All
Just
right.
to be like, yeah,
The
okay,
aliens
here's
were
the truth
here,
about,
so we know
let's
everything.
say, the pyramids, Jesus, dinosaurs. Here's everything. Yeah, I'd be into that. I like that.
Perfect.
I've been
Nice.
convinced slowly.
All right, good job.
I get to find out about
Yes.
Jesus, so yes.
Yeah, you probably hung
actually
out.
might use
Yeah,
my
that's cool.
pal,
Oh.
actually.
Great.
We played water polo.
Because we're friends.
It's like you lived other people's lives with the
Yo,
knowledge. that you
Gigi,
were
what's up,
crazy.
man? Crazy miracle you did this week. Jesus. Nice.
Then they would think
bro.
you're crazy because that sounds like you're tweeting about it, and he'd be like, "What are you talking about? Jesus is good at water polo.
Yeah.
What? You're banned."
Yeah. No. Jesus did a
Yeah.
social media
Yeah,
cleansing.
that's true.
You know
That
it,
is
I
true.
know it. Come on.
Well, on that note, I greatly appreciate that you both took the time to come on the show. This was an
Mine as
amazing conversation, at least on my end. If you could just tell us where we can find you guys, if you have any other projects you want to boast about, and then from there we're wrapping it up.
Okay, guys. Yeah, thank you for having me, by the way. And you guys can find me on Instagram at Enayat Ahmady and other projects. Crazy 8 short film festival that we're filming next week. Gonna come out in May, so check that out on Crazy 8s. I'll pass it over to Griffin. You got the ball.
Dude, the
brother.
Crazy 8 films turn out really, really well. You definitely got to check those out. You can find anything you want about Abracadavers by searching up Abracadavers. I can't imagine that. Oh, there is a song, but we're at Abracadavers or on Twitter at Abracadavers web, or you can go to abracadavers.tv. You can find me anywhere at Griffin Cork. I think that's my handle on everything. And I'm starting on a feature in a few weeks. No, days. A week from now, called Markings of Murder. That should be releasing sometime next year with High Octane Pictures. So keep an eye out for that. I have a kid in it.
Oh, wow.
That's new for me. Get into that.
Now, on that note,
You
I'm
get-
back.
There's a reason why you cast.
This has been the Amigos PC. Make sure to like, subscribe, and review us on all your podcasting platforms. And visit us at amigospc.net. Get our entire library of content and Amigos merch. Till next time, adios.